Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, the Beanie Boy, not Dave Meltzer, but your fave Meltzer, the South African Wrestling Observer. And does it feel good to be back? I haven't been on a Stomp video in the longest time, but that's not why we're here. As you can see, I've got the entire squad with me. I got the boys with me. Firstly, I've got Mr. MKM Wrestling, Mr. Mulalo himself. Then I've got Mr. WrestleDrop, Ricardo. And finally, I've got both filtered and unfiltered, Mr. MPKH. So today we're talking about our lovely, awesome, hardworking, reigning, defending, undisputed WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. Today we're talking Liv Morgan, and this is something I really wanted to talk about personally because I knew this would happen. What's happening now? I knew this would happen, but that's neither here nor there. Got the Stomp boys, and we're about to give you our 2 cents on Liv Morgan. So, firstly, I'd like to start off by saying I mentioned in the SummerSlam predictions video that she has to pin Ronda clean. I mentioned it, and you guys told me it wouldn't happen. So you were right. But these are the results of not booking your champion well. Your babyface champion gets booed on the next episode of SmackDown. That's where we are with Liv Morgan. So, gentlemen, I don't know who wants to say something, who wants to, as a point of departure, who wants to say anything about our SmackDown Women's Champion, but I feel like they made a huge blunder with Liv. I really feel like they made a huge blunder with Liv. So, the floor is open, gentlemen. What's going on with Liv?
The thing is, the way the match ended,
yeah.
Because people thought it was going to be a good match, but it turns out it wasn't.
Yeah, the finish for
and
that
the thing
match.
Is, some people, they don't take Liv Morgan seriously because of character, maybe.
Yeah,
it's not like seriously. That's why.
Yeah, and going up against.
It's not a champion character. It's not like a title picture.
Yeah, like I've said before, she's an underdog character. So she's going to hold the title for a little bit, lose the title, do something else for a while, then start building up to win the title again. And the best part about her will be the chase towards the title. Winning the title will be the highest peak, and then thereafter it'll be downhill. That's what I've said for a while. And none of you guys want to hear it. I think you know I'm right, but you don't want to hear it. You choose not to believe it because you want Liv to be a real champion, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
If WWE had a women's mid-card champion, probably she would have won it.
Yeah, should be a good choice for
Should
her.
be perfect. You're right.
Should be a good option for that. You're right.
But would WWE really book a mid-card championship for the women's division? Would they really do that?
I think there's
they wouldn't, of course.
Better chance of a mid-card title surviving than the tag titles. Because I think there's so
Which
many...
we're going to see tonight.
True. Because I think there's so many options for mid-card titles in the women's division.
Yeah.
There's people like Liv, people like Natalia. She'd probably be a mainstay in that. People like Raquel right now. Lots of names could have been in that mid-card title slot.
On that, I think a mid-card title is exactly what that division needs. Because in the case of someone like Liv Morgan, they just catapulted her to the championship. Now they don't know what to do. You understand? So if she had held something of a mid-card title for a while, and she worked her way up, and she leveled up in ranking, now she's challenging for the main women's championship. That would have made sense. So I think the mid-card title would do a lot of these female superstars good, because you can't just keep catapulting everyone who's a fan favorite. Because the one thing about WWE fans is that they'll like you until they don't.
Fickle.
And the moment they stop liking you, you have a serious problem, especially if you're the champion who's supposed to be a babyface. So
Daniel Bryan said it best. Fickle.
Yep.
Fickle.
Becky Lynch even called it, guys. Becky Lynch even called it.
And it wasn't even like
Jesus Christ.
It wasn't even like a vague, like she vaguely called it. She straight up said they will turn on you.
Yeah.
She straight up said.
And she wasn't lying.
Nope.
She was not lying.
Nope.
So now, where where to from here with Liv? I mean, it could have happened that the crowd at that arena didn't really like her, but I think it's a general, consensus that she's a champ who can't defend her title, and nobody wants that.
To be honest,
Nobody wants that.
I think
So what's next for Liv?
on a different day she wouldn't have got the booze. I really think
Yeah,
crowd,
that's
different
what I
arena,
believe.
she wouldn't have got the booze because
That's what I believe.
I haven't seen much. Like, I know Twitter's a different place too in real life, but I haven't seen much Liv slander. I've seen people saying that creative was bad and it was a bad decision or the ending was bad to that match, the finish. But I don't see anybody putting that on Liv. So it could just be a bad crowd at the wrong time.
That's the point I had as well in mind.
Yeah.
MPK, what do you say?
Man, this is a very sticky situation with Liv Morgan, man. Because like, it pains that every time I'm right. You guys know I'm right. But the whole Ronda Rousey stick at SummerSlam did not bode well. And we saw on Friday that the crowd was like, nope, fuck it, we're booing you till you leave. So I think if Liv Morgan does lose the title, I don't know how the crowd will react, actually, because they waited for this moment, and the next thing you know, they're going to take it away.
That's the unfortunate thing.
But who, though? Who's the deserving person to dethrone Liv Morgan?
I wouldn't mind.
I've already got the person in mind.
I wouldn't mind Shayna Baszler at Clash of the Castle. I really wouldn't mind it.
That's what I wanted to say.
I mean, yeah.
Because you know what that could lead to at the Rumble is Shayna versus Ronda, which I'm down for as well. But
I feel like creatively it would make sense for Liv to drop the title, but from a career standpoint, it wouldn't be good for her because she's not gonna get that title back anytime soon.
No. Do you think Do you think they could just stick it out and give her a few big wins, let her beat Shayna at Clash of the Castle, legitimately, like try fix the situation? Do you think they could?
That's an
Hopefully
option.
they can.
And that's in saying that next Friday she doesn't get cheered with a whole different crowd. That's in saying that doesn't happen. But do you think they could fix it genuinely, or do you think it's done?
I think they can. Well, I hope that they can fix it. Because legit, I know some people will not like Liv Morgan losing that championship too soon.
I won't like it.
So just fix it. And if it doesn't work, then sure, you tried your best. But I think this is like the one bad thing that they got wrong with Liv Morgan. So I say this is strike one. Really. I say this is strike one. 2 more and then Jesus, it's done for.
Mr. MKM, would you want to see Shayna go over Liv at Clash of the Castle?
Yes, I do.
Why? Why don't you want to give Liv some time?
I don't know, because the thing is, Shayna Baszler, she has not win a single title like ever since she came to the main roster. You should have won at the WrestleMania 2 years ago with Becky Lynch, but she didn't.
So don't you think that Shayna being booked to face Liv and having Liv win is something to bring back like reputation? Because like WrestleDrop said, Shayna versus Ronda would be a classic because they're similar in style. So isn't this a booking decision to make it seem as though, you know what, on a good day with no shenanigans, Liv could beat Ronda, even though that won't happen. But like, on a good day, Liv could pin Ronda clean. Is that not what they're trying to direct the title picture to? And obviously, it's going to happen sooner rather than later where Liv drops the strap, probably to Ronda. I mean, I'd prefer Ronda over a returning Charlotte Flair. That's not the point. Are we not saying that Liv can beat an MMA star like Ronda Rousey, just not Ronda Rousey?
I don't know. I think beating Ronda, you got to be really up there. Like
Yeah,
Becky was
like,
Becky was super over when
yeah.
she beat Ronda at Mania. Who else beat Ronda? Charlotte beat Ronda. Yeah, Charlotte beat Ronda, and Charlotte. We know enough about Charlotte. Whereas Liv, she wasn't really. She's over in general, but when she won the title, no one was really thinking it was gonna happen. There wasn't a long babyface build up like there should have been, which I also think didn't help her case now. If I think back to like Kofi winning the title, Kofi had his long build up. That was great. Kofi Mania, all that. When he won the title, he didn't really have good opponents thereafter. I think we had Dolph, we had Randy, I think. We had a couple names. And the matches weren't great, but people tolerated it because that build-up was so good. So I wonder if Liv not having that build-up and then tapping once now didn't help that either.
I feel like what WWE are doing with Liv Morgan is what they did with, like you said, Kofi. They even did it with Rey Mysterio. Hell, I'll even say it. They did the same thing with Jeff Hardy back in 2009. The build-up, the babyface gets some momentum, then has a mediocre championship run. And I hate to say it, Liv Morgan might fall into that category. A good babyface, but with a great build-up and a great story heading into the championship picture. But when they win the championship, it just seems like, okay, what's next? Mediocre run after, and then you lose the belt in like, say what, 3 months. That's just how it is. I see it as that.
But is this not a WWE problem? Because which face in the last 10 years has had a long run that's actually been decent? Seth's run went to shit after the Fiend situation. Liv's run has gone dead. People were saying Becky's run got stale when she was a face. There's a couple names I can think of that just goes stale very quickly as a face. So is that the fans being fickle, or is that creative?
I think that's why I'm not allowing myself to write off Liv and her title reign too soon, because it's a change of times, you know. The game has changed, as people are saying, and so creatively, it could be better. Because I mean, if it's a Liv Morgan problem, then she'd be the first to have such a problem. But like you're saying, it's happened to so many baby faces in the past. So creatively, I think now that the game is changing, it could be remedied. It could be remedied. And I think my final opinion on the matter is that we should give Liv time. This is just me. I think we should give Liv time, give her a few wins, because nobody is, one, we know she's not going to win it again once she loses it. Secondly, nobody's going to want her to win it again after she loses it, whether she's a babyface or not, because she's not credible. She doesn't have rep as a champion. So allow her to get a few big wins, but don't give up too soon on Liv. That's my opinion on the matter. I don't know what you guys think.
I agree.
Did Shayna go over? Shayna go over at Clash?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Because I want Liv to have an extended run, but I also want Shayna to win. So it's like catch-22.
On the spot, right now, for the fans and the millions, who's going over at Clash of the Castle?
Shayna.
Ooh.
Shayna.
Ooh.
I'll be damned if I say it. Shayna.
Oh my goodness. Oh my lord.
But listen. Like you said, we should definitely give Liv some time and see how this progresses. But if things are just gonna get worse and worse for her, which I'm not saying will happen, but this is just like one mishap with Liv. So yeah, I think we should definitely give her some time. Like, I do think that some people are overreacting a bit, but we'll just have to see what happens. But hey, some of us want Shayna to win, some of us want Liv to win in our heart of hearts, but yeah, that's just my take on it. Give Liv some time. See what happens.
I think they'd give Shayna the title in panic because it's a very sensitive time for WWE and creative. So they need someone who can carry the title with rep. So I think they'd give it to her in panic. But like I said, I think they should give her time, at least this win, because she can't lose it on her second defense. Her first proper loss on only her second match. Because she basically lost at SummerSlam as well. But that's neither here nor there. So I don't know, it's a bit tricky. But if Shayna wins, then it's definitely a panic move, which could pay off. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in Cardiff, lads. But Shayna versus Liv is going to tell us a lot about WWE and its direction. That's how
I get what you're saying.
Any final thoughts, gents, before we wrap it up?
Don't boo Liv. That's all I'm saying. Don't be fickle.
Don't boo Liv, exactly. Don't boo Liv. Liv did nothing wrong. She's just not a world champion.
Well, she is, but she's booked wrong.
Yeah, she's booked like a mid-carder. She's booked like she runs after the 24/7 championship, which is bad. It's really bad.
She's made a job out. Let's just say that.
So you're saying Dana Brooke versus Liv Morgan for Mania? That's what you're saying?
For
the 24/7.
For the 24/7 championship.
24/7 title. That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. The main event of night one.
Book it. Book it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, gents, I think we'll just have to wait and see what happens in Cardiff. But for now, let us know down in the comments below. Do you think Liv should drop the title? Do you think she needs more time? Tell us what's going on with WWE and the new creative. Are you ready to play the game with the new direction that WWE is going in? But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another Stomp Wrestling video. It's been your boy, the Beanie Boy, not Dave Meltzer, but Dave Meltzer, the South African Wrestling Observer, Mr. MKM Wrestling, Mr. MPKH, both filtered and unfiltered, and Mr. WrestleDrop. Follow us on all our social media platforms, and we look forward to the next one. Until then, too sweet.